let's go ahead and go.
We'll go with first stuff, just standard. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the December call board meeting. The public and the newspapers they here and all administrators. Got a newly elected board member here. She's sitting in today to learn some of the ropes. And we got all the regular members here. We'll stand up and do a pledge of allegiance and invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for those that are here, and may we go forward and make wise decisions for our children as we go forward. Be with our school and administration and teachers during the Christmas holidays. Keep them safe. And thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day. Amen.
Amen.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented to us.
All right, been motioned and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll start with public participation.
There's one on the list, Dr. Sherry Shepherd. It's on the list.
All right.
That's it.
Since Arnold's not here, you want to keep the time?
Good evening. I come to this board once again asking for equal educational opportunities for all kids and the opportunities that they should be afforded in the Cleveland School District. This is not the case for the district's black students, who make up more than 80% of the district's student population. More specifically, this is not the case when 0% of the third grade students at D.M. Smith score less than proficient in math on the statewide assessment, while Chromebooks are intentionally withheld from these students. These Chromebooks were held in storage in the district while the superintendent lied repeatedly, claiming they were on back order. This is the purchasing documentation I have in my folder to verify that very case. Equal educational opportunities is not the case for economically disadvantaged students when federal Title I funds specifically targeted for D.M. Smith students are deliberately taken to fund a pre-K program for affluent students at Hayes Cooper Center and Bell Academy. Equal educational opportunities is certainly not the case when black students are first forced to learn in classrooms for years without seeing or experiencing a teacher who looks just like them due to the lack of diversity in our schools. I met with this board in October about the lack of racial diversity among the staff in the district. I was told after my presentation that I would receive a written response to my complaint in about a week. It's been 2 months now, and I have yet to receive a response to my complaint as board policy dictates. What plagues me is that the board only follows its policies when it's convenient for the board to suppress the community. Truth be told, the same will that caused the board to be forced to answer this same concern in 1965 is guiding the lack of response today in 2021. You see, Ms. Holmes and Ms. Short, in 1965, the Cleveland School District was operating under the same staffing patterns as they are operating under today. In 1965, when white schools with white principals and almost all white staff were in place, we have reverted to the same today. The court answered that in 1969. In the 1965 Calvin lawsuit, plaintiffs sought preliminary and permanent injunctions to to end the compulsory biracial school system. In July 22nd, 1969, Judge William Cady entered an order requiring that the dual system be dismantled
Finish up.
and its effects be eliminated through real, not fake, desegregation. Now is the time to move this district forward, not backwards in the Cleveland School District. The injustice in this district is allowed to reign. When you validate it through your aye or yes votes, which turns into unanimous votes, it oppresses and suppresses black kids, not empower them to greatness. I challenge each of you tonight to dig down deep in good faith efforts and do what will make the Cleveland School District a true educational oasis, where all students are respected for their diversity and all are positioned for colleges, for careers, and for life. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more on the list, Todd?
No, sir, that's all.
All right, we'll move straight on into cabinet update.
All right, how's everybody doing?
All right.
All right. So, this is my superintendent's update. As we always do, we have our mission, we have our vision, we have our values, we have our fundamentals. We also have our 4 goals, which is student achievement, positive culture, community engagement, and employee retention. And before I go through the presentation, Dr. Shepard, I do have proof that they did come in late, but if you want to stay after the meeting, I can give you that from the shipping labels.
We'll share our documentation.
Yes, ma'am. They being the Chromebooks. Today we had school visits. The board always goes around and does school visits. We visited Dale and Pyramid today, which was pretty good. A lot of stuff going on at both schools as they toured around. The principals always are the ones that lead the tour. So it's pretty good information and intriguing. They got a lot of stuff going on for Christmas this week. Teacher recognition. We have a teacher named Mr. Lambert at Bell Academy that was recognized by iReady nationally. So he's going to have a chance to go to Boston, I think, on iReady's dime to go to a convention or a conference somewhere. I think that's what it is. I talked to him last week, but that's a high recognition for him. It has to do with him using the program and getting some results through the program. Meetings, and I've had community advisory meetings, teacher advisory meetings, and we started our first one, Soup Talk. The first one we did, it was recorded just to see. The second one, and from then on, we do it every second Tuesday of the month at 5:30 on Instagram Live. The reason we do Instagram is because we have all the different platforms of social media. So we're trying to build up our followers. Right now we have 400 and something followers on Instagram, which we started at 0. So we're going to try to do special guests to come and speak and all some other stuff. So it's pretty good. We just update the community on different topics. So it just gives you a little pieces to the time until we come up to a community meeting that's face to face. We have a grant with Delta State. It's a 7-year grant that is worth $15 million. So we have 7 years to spend $800 and something thousand. Our main focus is going to be ACT. We're trying to do a program to drop it down ACT all the way to 7th grade, to actually have an ACT class, to pay for the kids to take the ACT, to do practices, because what we come to find out is most of our kids are not taking the ACT until they get in 11th grade, which is the time they take it for free. So right now, ACT averages are 16.5. We're trying to get that raised to around 17 and some change.
Can we use some of that money to channel it to the elementary school to help the third grade schools up?
And that's what we're trying to find out through the grant. Can we use it for besides secondary? Because we went to the meeting at Delta State, and most of it was dealing with secondary. And again, we didn't write the grant; we were just part of it. And it's part of 8 or 9 school districts that are part of this grant. We were one of the school districts.
How much you say we got?
$800 and some thousand over 7 years. So we have to spend it over 7
About
years.
$100,000 a year.
120 something, I think. COVID. Our COVID has been doing well, knock on something. Man, we have been doing very, very well with COVID stuff. Every time we come out of a break, the scary is, the week after the break, there's always this outbreak somewhere, as far as, say, quarantines. What we're looking at for masks, since we're going on a Christmas break, want to give it some time to go back and review our mask mandate after we get back to see if we can make it optional or not. Not saying that's what we're going to do, we need to look at the numbers. But what we also got to realize, we have had minimal absences due to COVID. So we don't want to pick up the absences right around the time that we need to push and get ready for testing. Because that's one of the things that we come to find out. We're not having enough people like last year. We barely had enough to test. But we got them in and out. Everybody knew the test wasn't going to count. Vaccines, we partnered with Shaw, and we've had a lot of parents to come to the schools, and Ms. Holmes and I talked about this morning during the tour, where a lot of parents come to the schools and they want to get vaccinated. They want their kids to be vaccinated. As a district, we haven't promoted it. So just trying to get your blessing to say we can promote it, because Shaw is its own entity, so they have been coming and asking to get it.
The parent has to sign off before they
Yes.
can give it, so.
The parent has to
So
sign
any
off.
promotion we're doing, we're just doing it as a public awareness.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with it.
See, I don't have a problem with it either. It's just that it came to me that it had been put out there that we had not approved it, and I know that we had. Okay, but we need to get it out there that it has been approved. There's a form for parents to sign, giving permission for her to give them the vaccination.
Yep.
That clears us.
Yeah.
If anything happens to the child.
And we'll get that out there
We
tomorrow.
need to let that be known, okay?
And on the mask,
Yes.
I think that's a great plan. Wait 2 weeks into January, when we get back, and make an assessment then, and then if we still see the low numbers that we're seeing countywide right now, you know, I
Make it optional.
Making it optional.
There are a lot
I
of
think it's more
districts
for
that do it.
the teachers than it is the kids. I think the kids are really, you know, touring school today. I mean, I didn't see a kid that didn't have the mask on correctly. And all of a sudden, mine kind of pulled down, but.
And the hardest grade, talking to the teachers and the principals, the most difficult grades are the pre-K, the kindergarten, and the first grade.
Yeah, they
Those-
know.
Those are the 3 most difficult grades to make them keep it
Kids.
on.
Because they're babies.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they want to pull it off. So the shield works better for them, for those little ones.
And the little ones don't get it here as they get older.
Yeah.
But I think that's, why don't you try to have our next board meetings with the 10th
I think.
or so, January, and that'll kind of give us a good idea.
Have
Let's
some
make a
numbers.
decision then.
Wait a minute, when schools come back in, the third?
Third.
The third.
Okay.
Do we have enough time for that?
That's a week, that's a week.
That's a week.
We could say, okay, on January the 15th, or whatever.
I have some numbers for y'all to discuss. I send y'all a report every week,
Right.
so you'll have an idea of how it's been going. We've been doing really good. We had a 0 week a couple times, so. ESSA 2 and ESSA 3, thank you, Lord Jesus, everything's approved. It's been a fight. So, you had an application to fill out, but also if you had construction, you had to get your construction approved too by MDE. So, we got both approved. So we got our application approved and we got our construction approved. So, as we took the tour today, I was pointing out to some of the board members, one of the things that every school is going to get that didn't have it, some of the schools don't have a place to do PE. And so the building, like at Bell in the back, the schools, especially our elementaries, they're gonna have that. We got restroom renovations, we got the ceilings, the walls go all the way to the ceiling, so they have to make a decision, either they're gonna drop the ceiling or they're gonna raise it up, so that we can have less noise everywhere. That's just a couple things that we have, all the HVAC. So, it is a good thing. It's a lot of money, but it's a lot of stuff that we can have that's gonna be going on for years, like multiple years, 20, 30 years. We have air conditioning that's 20 plus years old. So we get a chance to replace all that. It's pretty good. It's a lot of work. FERPA training. We've had FERPA training at the beginning of the year, it's all online. FERPA training at the beginning of the year, we concluded again, we did it again after our last board meeting. and we're gonna continue with it after we get back from the break. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Sport today, and she said she's gonna push it out again this week. So it's all online training that we've been doing for a while. So I just want y'all to make sure y'all aware of that. Innovation application, we turned it in December 1st. Thank Jesus, they took forever. We were up here about, this has been going on since July. And to get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, we were up here to the wee hours of the morning, that last one, trying to make sure everything was right. We had a meeting with MDE, they've been helping us through it. Had a lot of suggestions for us to change, so we changed a lot of stuff. The application changed too. The application is a couple hundred pages. It's a lot of stuff. And so the principal, Ms. Jackson, everybody was in there helping me. We were sitting right in that room, so we're waiting to see what they're gonna say. We'll get notified sometime next year. MSBA conference, Ms. Holmes, myself, Ms. Bell, and
Michelle.
Ms. Thompson all went to the MSBA conference. It's pretty good. In Jackson, there's another one coming up. Learned a lot of stuff. Policy, procedure, different ways, different school districts, so it was pretty good. Extra time and opportunity for student learning. So what we have a couple concerns. We're offering a lot of stuff, but we're not getting as many people to participate. So we have after-school tutoring going on, low attendance. We have interventions going on, and we're gonna start Saturday school. Saturday school starts, the first one is January 22nd, the next one's February 19th, March 26th, and then April 23rd. We will have transportation provided. So you're saying how we're gonna pay for it? That was approved through our ESSA as well. So what I'm asking for, and Dr. Shepard hit the nail on the head, we need help with math. Not just at one school, this is at every school. This is every one of our schools, A school we're included, which is our highest performing school. We need help with math. The math is taking the biggest hit out of everything else. A lot of the teachers say it's due to them skipping a whole year and not doing this continuously all the time. We're just taking a hit on it. If you looked at our data, we're doing a lot better in reading than we're doing in math. A lot better.
What's the cause for the low attendance? Any feedback on that?
Oh, some of the principals are saying that some of the kids just won't show up. The parents are picking them up, and they don't want them there. And there's a lot of misconception of saying, there's some misconception saying that my kid is not a low kid. And at this time, a lot of them are, because a lot of the interventions and after-school programs are centered around math. A lot of them. So,
Well, that's communication between the principal and the parent.
yes. And we're paying the after-school through ESSA. So the teachers get paid to do the after-school. So we have teacher participation, we just have low attendance. So the principals have been on the phone, they've been calling the parents, they've been trying to get them to get their kids to stay. We almost finished with the list for Saturday school. So that, we gotta look at those numbers, because we gotta turn those into the bus barn this week, and we gotta turn them into the food service so we can have all this stuff done and ready.
The Saturday school, is that to make, are we trying to catch them up from what they missed?
Yes, sir.
Or are we trying to teach them what they're supposed to be learning now?
We're trying to catch some people up too. Every school has a different plan depending on the data that they have.
Because, you know, they moving forward all the time,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be able to bring these up
Yep,
to catch up with what they're supposed to be learning.
yeah. Everybody has a plan, so it's just, we're in a place that nobody's ever been.
That's right.
It's just hard.
So at this point, it's on the administrators reaching out to the parents
Yeah.
to get them to participate.
And I give the administrators props. I mean, they've been calling, they've been emailing, they've been doing a lot. They've been trying to get them in and trying to get more participation. So we'll have more solid numbers by this end of this week so we can get them out to the, because you gotta think, you got so many moving parts. You got food service, you got the buses. Mr. Alexander gotta know where you're going, who's going, how many people, so you can get so many bus drivers. And we're paying the bus drivers, like I said, through the ELSA, and we're paying the teachers through the ELSA.
This cover first through 12 or what?
Yes.
Okay.
So all the parents should be contacted by their principal at the building, about the Saturday school. So, business?
They have been contacted by that school program too,
Yes.
and they
Yes.
school is still not.
Yes, ma'am. And it's just not one school. It's not a Naylor or a Deans, it's every school is having this problem.
Good evening.
Good evening.
everyone. I'm here to give you the board financials. I am,
Oh, hold on just a second. Student ADA. Are you gonna do that in a minute?
You go ahead.
Okay. Oh. You know, our stated goal is what, 95%?
95%.
And we're at 91.89. Are you having some really tough conversations with these? It looks like it's all at the middle school and the high school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that the-
nobody's outshining anybody else. Maybe Bell's got the highest. And Hayes Cooper, but other than that,
Is that the high school, Ms. Bob?
High school is the
You
lowest.
talking about the, student ADA, right?
yes.
Yeah.
High school's 86%.
Yeah. And you gotta think quarantines don't help us either. They don't help us, because they count against us. So, even when the teacher's out, that hurts us too. We got, you throwing COVID, then you throwing FMLA.
But you said the numbers are low with COVID.
Yeah, they all low, but they're not obsolete. We're gonna have a couple weeks where
And they gotta be out 7
7 days, I think, now.
Is that all?
There's 7 total days.
7 total days. I think it's 7. They change it all the time. So we're trying, and actually, Mr. Boggs, to talk about the numbers, 91 is lower than what we expect, but I know some superintendents said they're getting 60s and 70s.
Our state goal is 95.
95.
That's reminding these principals of it, and, and I'm sure, like most years, it's the same kids that are missing.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't have a flu bug or COVID bug every week.
No,
What's the percentage that a student has to be at school to be counted toward that?
63%.
63%.
Change it
So
from 60.
senior leave is not hurting us?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you
Oh,
out
you good?
of track there, but.
I hate it.
all right. All right, so here are your financials for, December. I do have several months to update you because we've been trying to get those caught up. You will see that we do not see payroll because we did have a couple of things we were trying to fix on payroll starting in August, and we almost got that nailed, so we will bring the payroll back to you in January for the rest of these months. But I am gonna give you the update for August, September, and October. August, district maintenance cash on hand ended at 14.9 million. Accounts payable ended at 219,000. Food service ended at 1.4 million. For fund balance, all funds for August, 19.3 million. Last year, this time it was 16.1 million, with an increase of 3.2 million. District maintenance fund balance, a little over 11 million. Last year was 9.3 million, with an increase of 1.7 million. For August revenues, we got 3.4 in. Last year, we got 4 billion in, and we are down a little, about 656,000. Statement of expenditures, we spent about 3.1 million in August, or through August. Last year, we spent about 3.7, so we did decrease our expenditures by 561,000. For September, cash on hand for district 12.3 million, accounts payable 575,000, food service 1.3 million. Fund balance, all funds 18.4 million, last year it was about 14.7 million, for an increase of about 3.6 million. District maintenance for September fund balance was 10.6 million, last year it was 8.7 million, so we have an increase of 1.9 million. Revenues through September was 5.3 million, last year was 5.7 million, so we're down about 385,000. Statement of expenditure, we spent a little over 6 million through September. Last year, we spent about 6.6 million, so we saved about 681,000 in expenditures. For October, cash on hand was 11.6 million for district maintenance. Accounts payable was 575,000. Food service was 1.4 million. Fund balance, 17.8 million for all funds. Last year was 13.7, had an increase of 4 million. District, 10.2 million. Last year we had about 8.2 million, so we had an increase of a little over 2 million. Revenues through October, 7.4 million. Last year we had 7.6 million, so we had a decrease of about 152,000. Expenditures through October was 8.7 million, and last year we spent about 9.5 million, so we are down in expenditures about 826,000.
Remind me while we were getting 3 months of financials in December, well,
The software merged, and a lot of the information didn't come over, so we were waiting on all of the records to update.
I got you. And that's the issue you got,
Yeah.
payroll,
Yes,
payroll,
So we-
all of those things.
yeah, this will pass through, so we'll have that fixed by next month.
Let me ask you a question, on the budget, as far as electricity, gas, diesel, what are we looking like? I know all that's gone up tremendously
I explain comparison, how we spent it last year.
versus, did we budget enough, put enough in our budget this year to where
Yes,
we're gonna be okay?
yeah. The budget for the, utilities, we try to increase it maybe about 3-5% every year, just kind of depend on inflation, but it's usually enough to cover the budget for the year.
Okay. I know electricity and all that's gonna be way up.
Gas.
And diesel fuel, transportation costs are gonna be.
And I'll take a look at that again since we're mid-year
Yeah.
to see how the spending is, and I can give you an update at the next board meeting to
Okay.
see if we need to, update those budgets or keep them the same.
Okay.
And that concludes superintendent's report.
All right. That concludes it. Can I get a motion to approve the cabinet update? Superintendent's report?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Then motion is seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approval of consent agenda.
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second time.
Been motion and second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, set date and time of next regular board meeting on Monday, January 10th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Can I get a motion?
Oh, let me take a look. I know I should already do it, but
You gonna be in the state?
I'm gonna be somewhere.
You gonna be in Jamaica, right?
I'm good for January the 10th.
All right, y'all good over there?
Yep.
Larry, you good for 10th January? That's when you'll be sworn in and all that, January the 10th. All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Been motion second for January 10th at 6 p.m. All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approved claims docket. I really like that piece of, that thing they sent out to tell you where it was spent.
Gotcha.
I like that too, but I still have some questions. All right, page 3. Page 3. Apple Inc., $18,897.
Yeah, those are iPads for Park, Elementary for kindergarten. They purchased 15 iPads with their federal funds.
With their federal fund, that was 50?
50 iPads.
50, yes.
Okay. All right, on that same page, what is applied educational systems?
Okay.
I see that's and I think it spills over onto page 4 also.
It's right underneath there, Miss King. Right underneath the apple ear.
Let's see what this is.
20. I didn't see a, oh,
How much money you talking about?
well, that's where it's kind of confusing at. It's
$1,500.
got a total of PO was for $18,897, and it says 1,500 applied educational systems.
All right, yes, right. The Korean Technical Center, it seems like it's a license for healthcare for their students.
Okay, all right, starting on page 9
Okay?
through page 13 is Bailey.
Yes.
I didn't even total that up, but that is quite a large sum of money.
Yes. This is some invoices from Bailey. They're all paid through federal, and they're just coming from different schools of the consultation that they've been doing.
All right, so did your office do, obviously, we just don't get an invoice and pay it. We made sure that this service was rendered,
Yes.
that
Yes,
we did get it, we checked it off about what we agreed, we pay them on the front end, and it was the same amount of money?
right.
And they also send a weekly report out too, Mr. Boggs.
Who does?
That's, Bailey does. When they go to a school, they send a weekly report out to me and all the principals.
Okay,
And we receive it every week.
and you receive that, you check off on it and say it's
As a matter of
done,
fact, this is from out today.
because it's, that's well over, that's probably $300,000 worth of expenditures right there.
It says $16,001.
Well, you just keep going.
Huh?
You just start at the top, you start on page,
And why is it not on this docket explanation that, why is it at 16,000 when it's 70-something thousand or 80,000?
It's different invoices. They're over a span of what, 4 pages?
yes, you start with 5,000, you go to 71,000, you go
Well, all of it to Bailey
6, 12,
Consulting.
16, 10,
Well, we need,
33,000.
if you're gonna put it on this spreadsheet, all of Bailey Consulting, you need to add all that up and not just put one. All I see is Bailey Consulting on this.
I think it's on page 14, George.
I'm looking at this, what was supposed to make it easy for us. Did you look at that?
Oh, you talking about the spreadsheet?
I'm looking at the spreadsheet.
I got you.
It should be the total,
Yeah, okay.
not just one invoice. If we're gonna spend,
That was my note, yeah.
Then we gonna ask what that big amount is going, so I like the way you got it.
I just want to make sure that
You
we're
give me
getting
a,
what
you
we
give me
pay.
a bill, and you paid $200,000, I need to know where you paid it to.
You want the details of
Yes,
the
sir,
200,000?
yes, sir.
All right, page 24,
Okay.
That's what we asked us to do.
24, we got $10,587 to high school football, BSN Sports LLC. And what's that for?
High school supplies, football supplies, to be as in.
Are we still playing football?
No, but this is the end of the season. Their invoice just came in for some things that they purchased.
Okay. Well, I see it's dated 12/6, 12/13.
That's just the date that they keyed in the invoice.
Okay.
The
Oh.
invoice from November.
Our energy bills look really high.
Okay.
I know, Mr. Harrington, you keep an eye on that, making sure we're keeping the gym lights off, we ain't leaving them on all night and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir, we've definitely double check that, and the custodian's been kind of helping me out as well.
That's right, that's right. And, I don't know if any of that stuff where the motion things are in there, if there's no motion, it shuts them off anymore.
Some of the classrooms do have
And
that.
If you keep an eye on that, that'd sure help us. All right, page 61 and 62. Did Tanya get shot down there? All right, explain to me one more time, and I think you've done this before, but I need to, let me get to it. All right, you've got, let me get to it. Oh, here it is. All right, we've got a bill for $8,516 to private school sped. And then we've got a bill that we're paying $15,000 for speech language private school.
Okay, so the 8,516, 15,000, that's just the amount of the contract. The actual deal itself for this month is $2,450. That's just the total of the POs.
All right, and so
You
that
come
money
down
was,
there.
that money was allocated to us through special ed or through Title
The special education, right?
I. And then the private school asked us for that,
For services,
for services.
as part of their,
They're rendering the service, but we're paying for the service.
through the special education fund, yes.
So what kind of documentation do they give us back that that service was actually rendered, other than an invoice?
They do give their information to, Ms. Brinkley, the
Okay.
student that they service, the day that they serviced it, and whatever other.
And that student is part of their school.
Yes.
For
And-
private school.
It was just strange for me to see a round figure of $15,000 that caught my attention. You know, not $8,516. I didn't know how that service came out to be exactly $15,000.
It's actually a breakdown here, and she has, services at Value Academy, Perfect Trade, Tiny Tots,
Tiny Tot Nursery,
and I'm not sure what PDS stands for.
Okay.
Presbyterian Day.
Okay, so that's schools that have asked for their portion of that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I thought you had explained that one other time.
So Tiny Tot counts as a school?
Private school. It's a child care.
There's also several invoices mixed in there for nursery supplies. Which I thought was, you know, it was all different places, nursery supplies. Is that for our nurses?
This is for, yes, it includes our nurses.
So we're not supplying any supplies to
Show.
the shop?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, so, and I'm sure it's Band-Aids and lots of different stuff, but it's not, we're keeping kind of track of that, aren't we? As far as,
The SPED director, yes, her and the department does.
they kind of make sure we're not ordering stuff we don't need to.
Yes, sir.
And I just noticed that I hadn't seen that many times where nurses had ordered supplies before, and it caught me in my eyes. I went through there that there was probably 5 or 6 things around $1,000 for supplies on this docket.
And that's because, one of the programs funding ended in December with SPED, her 2019 and 2020 money. So she was able to go in, she had some available funds that she needed to spend, so I'm pretty sure she used this money up for one of those areas.
All right, the only other thing I've got is page 65 is, Rosemont, and that's counseling services.
Rosamond, yes, that is with the Wanta, for the RAC, this is the consulting services, and this is part of the, contract that you all approved for them.
Okay, and what do they do, Mr. Superintendent, Rosemont?
I think that's part of social emotional learning.
Yeah.
Behavioral counseling, all
And
that.
this is paid with federal funds.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right, that's all I have, Mr.
Anybody else got anything? I need to get a motion to approve claims docket.
I make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Been motion to second to approve claims docket, all those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it.
After all those questions, you better make a motion.
Yeah.
See, this PO.
All right, number 6, approval of Mississippi Valley State University MOU.
This is just another institution to help us with dual credit. We're trying to have multiple advantage situations for the kids so they can get dual credit, so we added another 4-year university to help us out. trying to give as many opportunities as possible.
All right, can I get a motion?
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion and second to approve MOU with Mississippi Valley State. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. So Oklahoma Community College MOU for Cleveland High School.
Same thing as the Mississippi Valley, just that, this one is really gonna help us with our CTE program as well.
That was cheaper too,
Because
right?
of all of their, yeah, they are cheaper. And, they offer some of the technical things so we can do, what we're really trying to do is make all of our CTE courses dual credit courses. So, we need to partner with, two-year school, so we have met with them, they are very excited, some programs that they wanna offer, so that's what that's about.
All right.
Bringing their programs to the table, their different programs.
Yes.
The vocational.
Yes, they're bringing them to the table, we're just trying to figure out what we need to let go and what we need to add. You know, and like I said before, it's a whole process.
Well, we can list at some point of what all we are.
Yes.
That's good information to put out.
All right, can I get a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
Been motion and second for Oklahoma Community College MOU. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approve of Oklahoma Community College CTE MOU.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion and second to approve Oklahoma Community College CTE MOU. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and approval for the fees charged photocopying sections of policy CNA being changed from $1.50 a page to 15 cents a page with a minimum charge of $5 per search.
All of this brings us
Down the line.
in line with everything.
So you checked it and we cool.
I make the motion to approve.
Been, can I get a second?
She did, Lucy.
Lucille, second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Fixed asset disposal. You got, oh, where's your list? A
You did a good job on that.
1932 computer.
I saw some stuff that was a little bit 18.
Yeah, broken.
Broken, okay.
Damaged. And so we're just trying to move them stuff, those items out of the room because we don't need none damaged. They're still, especially with them iPads and them screens, it still has glass in them. So we're trying to remove all this stuff out those buildings because it's taking up space in those classrooms.
All right, can I get a motion for
This gonna clear
disposal?
us up forever.
No,
It's
sir.
not forever,
Come on, let's go get him on the hook.
not forever.
I wish.
I'll make
When
the
we
motion
really
to
get
approve.
started cleaning out Cypress, you're gonna see that list is gonna be huge.
I went over there with Mr. Harrington, and there's quite a bit of
Yeah.
Yes.
stuff that just needs to be
This is
done.
almost 10 years old.
All right, we got a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Been motion and second for the disposal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Make it easier with the list.
All right. Approval of personnel agenda.
Tanya, you good with it?
I'm good with it.
Miss Lily can't go nowhere.
This is the,
That's Friday, man, Friday on that.
Who is that?
Miss Lily.
reason for me.
How many actual
All right, now.
classroom teachers we gonna be out of January the 1st, or when we go back to school?
But if we terminate them,
Two.
we don't.
Just two
Contract, we just want-
certified teachers, and which classes,
Leave every week. And so now we've been trying to hold her feet to the fire.
and which
Well,
schools?
actually, we'll have one, and that's at Nayway Elementary.
Repeat that, please, Joey.
One, and that's gonna be at Nayway Elementary,
What does she teach?
first grade.
First grade teacher, Nayland.
Full.
Come January 7th,
Are we
be the only one
writing
we
down
don't
these
have.
licenses be pulled?
Those that are resigning and retiring, just one teacher.
Because this breach of contract and these resignations leave us,
But that comes from you all.
well, I said to do it.
Yeah.
You did it for one, let's do it for them all. Because that leaves us, it leaves my children, the ones I've been elected to cover, it leaves my children without instructions. A certified teacher.
You're talking about the ones that we don't have a highly qualified replacement.
Yeah, that's the only
We
one.
have a replacement, that's that one you're talking about at Naylor that we don't
I
have.
got a problem with any of them leaving me in mid-year, whether I got somebody or not. Listen to what I'm saying, you're setting precedents. If we start allowing these teachers to just up and leave when they feel like it, they made a promise to us. They made a promise to educate our children. Now they want to leave us. Even if you get somebody, you still got to send a message. They can wait till the end of the year unless it's something, a medical issue, or their husband or somebody having to leave here. But just to up and leave because I'm tired or I'm sick or I don't like the administration, the administration was in place when you signed the contract. That's my view.
And I agree with you, unless, it has been board.
It's just too many of them, y'all. It's just happening too often to me.
But some of that, because we can't go say, well, is your husband sick? Is that why you're leaving? That's why we kind of, I think we settled out on, unless we have a highly qualified replacement. I agree with you with that, they need to honor the contracts, but I don't know that we as a board can get into all the reasons behind it.
Well, if you don't, are we sending our letters to the state, asking the state to
Yeah.
Yes.
request
I
these
agree with that.
licenses be pulled? That's my
If we
thing.
don't have the replacement, we need to.
So
Now,
you
the
say
other-
no replacement, write the letter, every time.
If there's not a replacement,
We've been doing that.
I thought we said that, I was about to say, I thought that was something we
Right,
said
we've been
already.
doing that.
It's automatic if they don't have
If they don't have a highly
Qualified.
replacement, a highly qualified.
It's automatic.
But if you
That's
don't,
already in place.
Let me tell y'all something. Being an educator, mid-year, your highly qualified have already been taken up. You getting the bottom of the barrel 9 times out of 10 when you try to hire somebody this time of year. Somebody else didn't want.
But we're getting some from Delta State that just graduated.
We got some on here now?
Yeah. She just graduated, she's going to work at Bell, just graduated last week.
And I'll give a prop out to Ms. Ford and the other people around, because we got some classified people who got certified that are gonna be teachers.
good.
So we got a few of those people in the district that way too. That they graduated, they went through and got their stuff, and now they're gonna be teachers, so that's a good thing.
We getting them graduating, kids graduate now in December and in May, we're getting them as they come out of college.
I'm looking at the long haul. But y'all do what you want to do. I just let it be known. Put that down in your notes. Cause I say pull them nice.
but so we'll only have one open that's not certified.
That's certified, one certified.
One certified position,
It's not open.
and
That is open.
we're doing that with a sub right now.
Well, she has not left yet.
Oh, she'll leave it. Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine.
They trying.
All right, I make the motion to approve,
Personnel?
personnel as presented.
All right, can I get a second to approve personnel?
Second.
All right, just motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, can I get a motion to consider executive session?
I make a motion to consider.
Been motion and second to consider executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Can I get a motion to enter executive session for stated reasons? We've got student misconduct, parent complaints, legal matters. Can I get a
I
motion?
make that motion.
Go in executive session for those stated reasons.
I second that.
Been motion and second, go in executive session, we'll take a 5-minute break.
Usually